right, let's go.
In Sea of Thieves Season 11, the waves of change are rolling across the seas. With a whole new way to embark on voyages, tall tales, and more, the fantastical pirate sandbox of Sea of Thieves is at your fingertips like never before.
New UI. Let's take a look at this. Discover tab. Complete the tutorials. Become a pirate legend. Discover tab. Interesting. Voyages, tall tales, like voyage.
Never before. This fundamental.
Okay, so it gives you quests. It gives you time length. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see all this stuff, but basically that's good because they're letting you pick exactly what you want. It's giving you an idea of how much time it'll take. That's good.
Mental change to how you.
Yeah, good. I'm assuming raid voyages is world events. Not 100% sure.
Play Sea of Thieves also brings with it a
There's a Bell outfit. All right.
treasure trove of new rewards, new loot to discover.
New loot. I'm assuming this has to do with the diving. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. But looks like crystal loot.
And major changes to trading company progression. So hold tight as we set a course to discover all of the incredible new features of Sea of Thieves Season 11. Season 11 introduces a new way to play Sea of Thieves, with a complete overhaul to how you begin your adventures. Using the quest table and our newly redesigned menu, you'll be able to select the voyage or tall tale that you want to embark on, and then either sail or dive straight to it.
Let's say level
and
95.
Our newly redesigned menu, you'll be able to
95? Okay. I didn't know they were increasing the reps. Interesting.
select the voyage or tall tale that you want to embark on, and then either sail or dive straight to it. Diving will see you briefly travel below the waves, before surfacing right next to where you need to be. This allows you and your crew to start the exact experiences that you want to play and get to them quicker than ever before. The new quest table menu has been designed to showcase the best of what Sea of Thieves has to offer.
So right off of the bat, all right, now you guys had maybe mentioned that a little bit earlier. I think that that's great for the game from my initial thoughts, because the biggest thing that I said even years ago is that I feel like it takes too long for people to get started in this game. So that's why I was super happy when they added in supplies that you can buy. They added the storage crates. They need to get the game moving a little bit. The biggest thing, and you guys have heard me say this forever, for years, I absolutely couldn't stand how long it took people to get started doing anything. It took way too long. It took tens, dozens of minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes for people to get even to their first objective. If this speeds up the game and gets people going, to my understanding, you can't dive with loot. Obviously, you can't do an hourglass. So if this gets people to their first island and gets them getting the loot rotation going for the, PvE, VP experience, I am 100% okay with that. Yeah, I think that that's good. So you can get people off the outpost quicker, get them going. People probably won't be server hopping as much. We'll see what's up.
And this begins with the Discover tab. This will be tailored to your progression, highlighting recently unlocked voyages or explaining how to achieve the next step on your journey to Pirate Legend. It'll offer suggestions for what sort of voyage you could do next, and it'll even show what time-limited community events are currently active.
Okay, cool.
No more missed golden glories. The quest table menu will also show you which voyage.
So it sounds like they're trying to move some of their announcements off of social media, which I think is good. I think a little too much of what they were trying to do was on socials. Seems like they're trying to move that into the game a little bit more, which I feel like is good for the game, because I would assume that a majority of people probably don't look at the social media stuff. That's just my guess, but I would think that to be the case.
Voyages you can embark on for each of the trading companies. These voyages will be available at any time, So if you just want to go on a short buried treasure voyage, it'll always be there. And for the first time ever, completing a voyage will see you immediately rewarded with a small portion of the reputation that you'd normally receive
Completing
for
a
cashing
voyage.
your loot in at an outpost. This means that even if you choose to dive to another voyage or log off for the night, you'll still earn something for your efforts.
Don't particularly like that. I guess it's not really that much rep. It's kind of in the same vein as like the Skull of Sirens song quest, how people would just like dig the thing. They would just like dig the piece up because there's a commendation for it. I'm not particularly happy about that, but the bar really didn't move at all. So if it's just literally nothing, then whatever. I still think that majority of it should be done through turning in. But we'll see when the season starts. I'm not going to write that one off just yet. I just don't like things in this game that don't have to have you complete a task. Like sailing for miles on a voyage, all of those, sailing miles on Hourglass. I hate stuff like that. Right? I don't like anything like that. We'll see how this goes. I'll give it a crack.
And speaking of trading company reputation, you can now work your way up beyond level 75 in most of the companies, all the way to level 100, where you'll earn a distinction for your efforts, as well as unlocking an exciting selection of new rewards along the way.
That's a lot of stuff. A lot of little trinkets there. People will like that. The little dolls. All right, I feel it.
Earning a distinction will unlock rings for your pirate. And earning further distinctions will allow you to festoon your fingers with even more polished projections of your piratical prowess. Trading company voyages have been rebalanced to be more rewarding than ever, with loot that's exclusive to the voyages. These loot types won't be found anywhere else in the Sea of Thieves. And cashing this loot in will work towards unlocking the Cartographer's Pistol and Blunderbuss.
Oh, those look nice.
Emergent treasures like those towards unlocking the
Those are cool. Nice like wood grain on them.
Cartographer's Pistol and Blunderbuss.
That's cool. They look good.
Emergent treasures like those found in shipwrecks or from message and bottle voyages have had a refresh as well. These new kingly treasures are worth a pretty penny, and seeking them out is definitely worth your while. As each treasure returned to the trading companies will get you one step closer to unlocking the Cartographer's Cutlass
that's
and
good.
Eye of Reach.
Oh, those are sick.
Well, you now will get you one step closer to unlocking the Cartographer's
I like that sword a lot. I think that's cool.
Cutlass
Sniper looks good too. Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool cosmetics.
and Eye of Reach. While you now won't need to purchase your voyages from the trading company representatives on the outposts, you'll still need to visit them to purchase your next promotion for the company. While you're here, you can visit a new, more unified trading company store, which brings all of the themed cosmetics for that trading company into one place.
Oh, that's cool.
As well as diving.
So it seems like you can do all of your quests from your boat, which is good. Streamlining that right to your quest table. I think that's a good call. Less running around, less confusing. And yeah, if they put some of the specific cosmetics at the specific traders, I think that's good.
To voyages and tall tales. As you grow your reputation for the trading companies, you'll unlock the ability to dive to specific world events. From shrines and sea forts to ghost fleet battles and Ashen Winds encounters. These will unlock as you progress through the ranks of the trading companies, so you'll gradually be able to take on the world event of your choosing on demand.
Let's see what it says.
You'll be doing these raid voyages on behalf of the trading companies, so all of the loot that you earn will be related to that trading company. And for the captains of the Sea of Thieves, as you progress with the trading.
So that could go one of two ways, because I genuinely don't know, and this might be something we can spark discussion for when I'm done looking at the video. I don't know if it's going to merge a bunch of ships in like a battle royale, because that could be cool. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to work. So say like it loads 5 ships into a world event, and then if you sink, you get kicked off. That could be sweet. But if it's just bringing you there by yourself to do it, then I don't think that that's good. And I think you should get kicked too, like to a new server. So if they treat it like Hourglass, like a BR, I think it would be awesome. But if not, then maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to have to see. I'm going to have to see what they do with it specifically, because I actually don't know how it's going to function. I think that I might have to get some clarification there. But we'll figure it out. If, yeah, we'll see.
Companies. You can net some fancy themed ship.
Okay, so you guys are saying they won't allow people to dive to a contested event. What I'm asking, is it going to put you in a queue and send you all to one? Do you understand what I'm getting at there? It's not working that way. You go to an empty event by yourself. I think that they missed some potential there. I think if they had treated that like a mini battle royale, it could have been sweet. Like if you did if it merged like 4 people into a Fort of Fortune, and then you had 1 life and you were fighting over the fort, I think that would be awesome. But apparently that's not it. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Ship crests too. A word of caution though. While you can go on your merry way diving between voyages, tall tales, and world events, any loot that you have on board will be left behind when you do so. So before you dive, you'd better take your precious haul back to an outpost, or it'll be forever lost to the sea. For players who are new to the game, or if you're a salty sea dog who wants a reminder of the basics, there are new tutorials for each of the trading companies. The Pirate Lord will explain the new quest table menu and guide you through the ins and outs of each voyage type. And if you ever want to experience these again, they are now replayable through the quest table. And of course, with the...
Is the tutorial going to teach you how to put your sails up or down, not go full speed or no speed, and how to use wind, or how to unanchor your boat? Because those are the tutorials the game needs aside from the trading companies. It needs to be like, by the way, pirate, you don't have to go 100% speed the whole time, turning in a circle. You can put your sail up some, and it makes it easier. But that might be asking too much. But that's what the game needs. But we'll keep going.
Launch of Season 11, there's another 100 levels of stunning rewards to unlock, including the Cunning Serpent clothing set, the Swift-Winged Wayfarer makeup and tattoo.
Look at her eyes.
There's another 100 levels of stunning rewards to unlock, including the Cunning Serpent clothing.
Oh, God.
Set.
The eyes, chat, you can see.
The Swift-Winged Wayfarer makeup and tattoo, and the Swift-Winged Wayfarer ship set.
That's cool.
Pirate Legends can also indulge in a little cosplay with Belle's mysterious dress and Briggsy's weather-beaten gloves. There are new emissary rewards too, with some rather fetching lanterns and speaking trumpets. And if you're browsing the outpost stores, you'll find the newly added Maestro clothing set.
Maestro?
The ideal get-up for melodically minded marauders. There's also a brand new Plunder Pass, available as an optional purchase, where you can earn some dazzling premium items, including the Well-Traveled Trader clothing and the Well-Traveled Trader Collector's ship
cool.
set.
Those look nice.
And over in the Pirate Emporium, we've got the Boar Hunter ship set, weapon set, and clothing. You can also start your journey to peak physical pirate perfection with the new Exercise emote bundle.
Oh.
And you can celebrate the start of a new year with the Collector's Lunar Festival Dragon sails and figurehead. Plus, you can grab the Paradise Garden Eye of Reach for free.
Little freebie.
With the new features added in Season 11, you now have more control over each session of Sea of Thieves. So get ready to explore the seas the way that you want to, and dive into a rebalanced and more rewarding experience with Sea of Thieves Season 11.
January 23rd. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to address with you guys is the fast travel thing. I really like fast traveling to your first quest. I think that speeding up the game is always good in this game because it just takes too much time to get anything going. So, if you're a player that likes to go into the loop of doing quests faster or sinking people with treasure, I feel like that's going to be good. Okay? So, as long as people understand what it is, right, I think that's fine. I'm going to have to get some more clarification. I know you guys said there's some things on X, some posts on there about what the devs said about diving to world events. I think they probably have an opportunity there to make that something really cool. Assuming that they match ships in there to fight over it and maybe give them a 1 hourglass life. I don't know. Maybe that's something they could test. Other than that, I think as far as for my content, for tucking and stuff like that, if people are diving to world events, that might just show more people at world events. So there's a good chance for me that I can do sneak plays at world events more often because people are more likely to just dive to them. So we'll have to see. I mean, that might be actually good. So I don't really know. I can't tell you how that's going to affect anything until I actually play it. I know for other crews too, sometimes, like if I'm just sailing around chat and I don't see one in a world event, I don't bother with it. But it might be the same thing with other crews too. If someone dives to it and people see someone there, they might be more inclined to go to it and contest it. So it may actually increase traffic on those things and it may actually be good. It's hard to say. You're not going to see it until the dust settles. But we'll, yeah, season 11 might be the world event season, which honestly for me is a plus. I think that's going to be fun if that's the case. I don't really know how it's going to play out. Like I said, it's kind of one of those things where you don't know it till it happens. So I have a feeling that if you die, like you're saying in chat, I don't think that's going to be the case because they said there's going to be a cooldown on diving. So I don't think that's going to be an option. We'll have to see when it comes back. Personally, for me, I would like to see it if you dive to a world event and you die, it kicks you from the server. I would like to see it that way, but that's just my initial thoughts because I don't actually know how it's going to play out. That's one I think we're going to have to see. We're going to have to let that one cook a little bit and actually play it when season 11 starts. I do think there's some potential there, and I think that once we get a feel of how it goes, maybe there could be some adjustments to it. I'm sure they'll listen to feedback about how the dives work to world events if they're becoming stagnant or unfair in some way. I'm sure they'll address it. We'll figure it out. We'll see how that one works. And yeah, that comes out on the 23rd, which I believe is Tuesday. That's quick math in my head. I don't really know. It sounds about right. But overall, there's a ton of new cosmetics, it looks like. I think pushing the rewards to 100 and the distinctions is going to be good for people that want to grind that stuff out. And we'll have to see about the rest of it. I think just speeding up the pace of the game is always going to be good, regardless of what you guys think. Just on a personal level, one of my biggest gripes, like I said, is that everything takes way too long in this game. So getting people getting to do stuff faster, getting the treasure move, getting the adventures happening, I think will be good. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. I don't think that I'm wrong, but like I said, when that happens and it comes out, we will figure it out. So yeah, thank you guys very much for checking out the React video. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the YouTube video today. On the way out, don't forget to follow the social media, my Twitter, my Instagram. If
if you've not already, please remember to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Thank you all very much. See you on the next video.